Hey, now look, y'all fellas is insane. 5 hours of partying post game. Y'all is nuts for that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hold on, I'm like, Ooh, I ain't gonna lie to you. Look, I gotta go make the video. I said I gotta go make the video. Trey, look, Trey. You done hit the shot. You already know what you're doing. I gotta go make the video now. Tell Jajante we ain't doing that. Come on. What's it? Oh, you're crazy. Y'all, nuts. Nuts is what you are, and nuts is not what we're doing right now. Go ahead. Y'all, I'll be right back. I gotta go make the video. I said I got... Trey, stop. Stop. I'll be right there. Hold on now. Woo! Hey, welcome back to Nets Republic. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie next to you. I ain't gonna lie beside you. But I will lie on you. What a game! Oh, Trey! I ain't never seen that. Look, I keep trying to tell you. Welcome back to Nets Republic. I'm your host, Sever the Bond. My apologies for the late video. We was partying a little bit. It's a different type of party down here, so you'll have to excuse me. I got the whole team over here at Nets Republic Studios, and we doing an ATL big over here. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's getting a little wild. It's getting a little salacious. It's getting a little scandalous. We're partying like it's 2005 out here. But that's neither here nor there. We getting down on the nitty gritties. We getting down with them beverages and such. It's some wild times over here. But all parties must come to an end, must come to a standstill of some kind. It's time to be depressed, and it's time to talk about these Nets. Now listen, this was, for multiple reasons, which I think should be obvious to everyone, sort of a win-win for me. I obviously want the Hawks to continue this playoff push. You know, they fired Nate McMillan. We got a lot of things going on over there. And I am happy to see them put the pieces together and do a bunch of things that I won't go into detail for because this is Nets Republic and y'all don't care. But then on the other hand, watching the Nets struggle to do anything is very painful for me at the same time. So it's like, on one hand, it's like, man, does Trey ever miss the floater? But then on the other hand, it's like, man, we're going to fall out of the playoffs, aren't we? Like, I don't know whether to be happy. I don't know whether to be depressed. I don't know how to feel about this one. I'm keeping it that way with you. And, you know, normally I'll watch on League Pass and such, and I'll get the yes version of the game. You feel me? I'll get the yes broadcast, where I hear the homie Sarah Kustok. I'll hear Iron Eagle or Ryan Rucco or something like that. You'll get your occasional a spotting of a Richard Jefferson every now and again making trip, but like you'll get the squad, right? Tonight, I watched on Bally Sports because it was the home broadcast and they block out everything else. So I had to watch the Bally Sports one. And I'm gonna be honest, I haven't like gotten these type of vibes of like hearing the Atlanta broadcast in a minute. And it just brought back memories to the beginning of the season and just seeing how far they've come. Again, I'm just so split down the middle because as I'm watching the game, obviously the Nets are on the court, but it's a Hawks broadcast. So it's like I'm trying to pay attention to what the Nets are doing, but then I'm just getting like caught up to speed on what the Hawks spit. It was such a weird game for me. So my analysis of the game might be a little off. My analysis of the game might not be as on point as it normally was because it was very difficult to focus on the Nets for me. I'm going to keep it a thought with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to make up some lie or something like that. Like if I don't watch it, I don't watch it. I watched the game, but it's like I felt like I watched a Hawks game and not a Nets game. I didn't get any like behind the scenes tidbits of what's been going on with the team. It was like all Hawks. So I can only give you what I saw from the eye test. And from the eye test, it looks like individuals were stepping it up a little bit more here and there. I'll have to look at the box score. Again, it's like, it's hard to explain to y'all because you like always have yes. So you don't understand what it's like to watch the game from like another perspective, literally. When you're watching the Hawks broadcast, they don't like tell you what the Nets are doing. So like, I don't know who shot what. I have no context. I'm literally just using the eye test. So I'm going to predict what I think happened, and then we're going to look at the box score and see how off I was. Now, I think Claxton almost fouled out the game. I think. But going up against Clickapella, I mean, you know, meh. You feel me? Going up against a Kanu, you know, yeah. What I think I saw is I think I saw Seth Curry play like 3 minutes before he was yanked out, and we never saw him again. That's what I think I saw. But we'll look at the box score in a second. I believe Cam Thomas got a good bit of minutes, played relatively well, begging the question, why not just start him? If you're going to play him that many minutes and you have that type of confidence in him, why not just start him? And like that's not saying Cam Johnson had a bad game, which we will evaluate the box score to get a deeper look. But I thought Cam Johnson had a pretty decent game. For him, it was a whole lot better than what he normally does. But at the same time, if you're going to give Cam Thomas those type of minutes, you might as well just, Cam Thomas played pretty much the whole game. So why not just start the young fella? Finney Smith still can't hit a three. I think he hit like one towards the end of the game, and that was cool. We were getting smacked around in the very beginning, and then the Hawks kind of like took their foot off the gas. You feel me? And then the Nets kind of charged on back. And it was pretty competitive. And it was pretty back and forth from, I'd say, halftime on. Game's tied. You get to the end of the fourth quarter. This is pretty much the abridged version. Get to the fourth quarter. It's a tie game. Inbound the ball to Trey. They let him catch it. As soon as he caught the ball, like in the backcourt, I was like, nah, this is over. Like, giving him like a runway, you can't do that with Trey. Comes down, I believe Mikal was on him, I'm pretty sure. They didn't send a double for some weird reason, which, Trey likes to pass, so like I get it, but it's like, where was the double? But okay, cool. So you got Mikal on him, I'm pretty sure it was Mikal. Trey's coming down, doing his thing, a little juke inside out, steps over to the side, does like this weird like pump fake thing to get Mikal to go over. Then I believe it was Spencer Dinwiddie coming up from behind, tried to block the shot, was unsuccessful off the It's like Trey had eyes in the back of his head and like knew help was coming from behind. It was a weird looking shot, like on one leg, like just hoisted up for this weird floater that just magically goes in. Insanity. It wasn't like the most spectacular of game winners, but it was a game winner nonetheless. And something about that man playing against New York teams with a floater, it's just there's just no chance to stop it. And that's game. Like, it was literally like shot, that's game. And it's a shame because I felt like we were starting to get it together a little bit. It didn't really look like we were showing much effort in the beginning, but then like halfway through the second quarter, there was a pulse, and we started to make our comeback a little bit through defense, through hitting shots, through just playing the right way. From what I saw from the eye test, Mikal Bridges played pretty well. Again, we'll have to check the box score to see, but I believe he played well. One thing I just want to throw out there, and this is for a lot of y'all, because, we haven't done the Harris Huddle in a minute, but who y'all think Joe Harris is is who Bogey Bogdanovich. I don't know his first name. Bogey. They call him Bogey, but I don't know. Bogdan. I don't know how to pronounce his name. But homie who comes off the bench for the Hawks, that ends with Bogdanovich hitting them threes. That's who y'all think Joe Harris is. Like, I swear that is who y'all think Joe Harris is. And Joey is just not that. Like, Joe Harris is great. He'll have nights where he can't miss. But the utility belt type activity that Bogey will give off, I mean, jumping in the passing lanes, playing defense, get you the layups, can bring the ball up on his own type stuff, hit you from the middies, got a couple just an all-around offensive dynamo off the bench. That is who y'all think Joe Harris is, and it is not. Joe Harris is just Kyle Korver. That is it. A streaky Kyle Korver at that. I just hope y'all got a look at who you think he is. He is not that, but that's not here nor there. Spencer Dinwiddie, again, from the eye test, didn't look like he made a shot all night. I think he hit a 3, and I think he hit a step-back mid-range shot, but a good bit of it. Oh, and he had that poster dunk that got a tech because all he said was "and one." That was weird. And I can tell you, even the Hawks commentators were like, what did he do? Weirdo stuff. They got like 3 dudes. It's like, I'm not going to go into it because y'all don't care. But that's not here nor there. But yeah, even the Hawks commentators were looking like, what did he do? All man said was "and one," and he got a tech for it. I thought that was very strange. But, you know, a very similar tech was put on to Trey that I didn't quite understand. And also, I saw on Twitter people saying Trey traveled where? And I understand there's a Trae Young poster and a Trae Young jersey right here, but that's like not on some like fan type stuff. I legitimately don't see a travel. That was just a good shot. Now, if you want to say him coming down on the foot as the floater's coming up, if you want to say that's a travel, I feel like the ball left his hand before the other footsie came down, but that's neither here nor there. Looked like a clean shot to me. There was a couple of goaltending calls on both sides I felt was not the case either. But that's not here nor there. Let's look at the box score to see how many minutes individuals played and how many shots were taken from different individuals. Because again, I could only use the eye test because the Hawks broadcast is not going to keep up with the shots the Nets are taking. So I was only going off the eye test. But let's actually look and see what specifically the Nets were doing. I just saw a very competitive game that we came up short for, but I don't have any context behind it outside of the eye test. So let's go into the app right now and let's see who did what. Okay. Mikal Bridges had 24 points, shot 50%. Was terrible from 3, but he hit all his foul shots. I mean, that's fine. That's what you asked of him. Claxton had 11 rebounds, but how many fouls? Do we keep track of fouls? We don't keep track of fouls. He had to have had 5 at least. I felt like he almost fouled out. He had 8 points, shot about 50%, hit a good bit of his free throws too. Spencer Dinwiddie played 41 minutes. It sure felt like it, but that's not here nor there. That man had 20 points, shot 7 for 6. When did he hit 7 shots? That's got to be free throws, field goals. When did he hit 7 shots? I don't remember that at all, but that's not here nor there. He had 8 assists. That's pretty good. Finney Smith had 12 points. Where? I don't seem to remember that at all, but okay. Cam Johnson had 27. That's a lot. Oh, okay. I'm here for that. Shot pretty well. The 3-point percentage was horrible, but you know, everything else was fine. See, this is the type of context I I can't put this into like words that y'all will understand because like all of y'all just watch on Yes. So it's like you don't understand when you're watching from a different broadcast. It's hard to follow what the team you're watching is doing because the broadcasters are only telling you what the home broadcast is doing. It's hard to explain, but it's very difficult to keep up with the game when you're watching someone else's broadcast, but that's not neither there. Normally, I don't really tend to have this issue, but I've got like a vested interest in what the Hawks are doing, so I couldn't really tune out what they were saying about Atlanta. It was a very difficult broadcast for me, but that's not neither there. Seth Curry played 6 minutes. I was going to say, it really felt like he wasn't even out there. Joe Harris played 6 minutes. Did not hit a shot. Really? I thought he scored at least once. Royce O'Neal played well. I'm not even looking at the numbers, but I'm pretty sure he played well. He hit a bunch of threes. Played 19 minutes, got 12 points. 4 for 6 for 3. Yeah, I thought so. Apparently, Day'Ron Sharpe didn't play. How about that? Wow, he's been so trash he couldn't even get out there. It's a pretty tight leash. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 people got to play, and when you consider the fact that Seth Curry and Joe Harris played for a combined 12 minutes, really 7 people played. He left them dudes out there for a good bit of the game. I don't know if tightening the leash is the way to go, but to each his own, I guess. Cam Thomas had 22 points, shot 1 for 3 from 3, 6 for 14 overall. I mean, that's not bad coming off the bench, I guess. No Watanabe minutes, no Sumner minutes. Who's D. Smith? D. Smith. Is that random guard we signed? I think so. Yeah. No Duke Jr., no Patty Mills, obviously no Ben Simmons. That's about what I figured. The only thing that really caught me off guard by that, little box score was probably the production from Finney Smith because I don't remember him scoring much, but I guess he got some, sure. My thoughts overall from the game from the perspective of the Nets. I'm going to give it one more. Honestly, I'm going to give it one more. They played better overall. Personally, I think we just ran into a team that's got more chemistry than we do. Y'all don't know anything about what the Hawks are doing. I can tell you from personal experience, they've gone through a lot with this group, and they've really got it down to a science. The amount, and I don't want to bore you with the history of another team, but the way they're using DeJounte Murray to have him be the glue and run the team a good bit of the time to give Trey rest. I mean, they've come miles from the beginning of the season, but they've been together this whole year. Not to give them anything or to shoot them any bail, but the Nets are relatively new. As far as who's getting the minutes, it's not like we still got Watanabe out there. It's not like Royce O'Neal's playing super minutes or anything like that. The individuals that are getting play time are relatively new to the team. Obviously, Spencer's coming back, but he's been gone for a year or two. So it's they're still trying to find their way. They're still trying not to step on any toes. We don't have a clear leader of the team. So tonight, I think we just ran into a team that's better established and knows what to do in crunch time situations. I couldn't tell you that I know the individual who the Nets will go to. I know who they should go to, but who they will probably go to for an end of game shot. It's very up in the air. Nobody really knows. The Hawks, I could tell you from the second Trey caught it in the backcourt, that he was probably going to take the last shot. I thought it was going to be a step back three. I didn't think he'd go for the floater, but he was like waiting for the reaction. I'm not going to go into what the Hawks were doing. But so I can't really count this against them because I know the Hawks so well. So I'm going to give it one more. I'm going to give it one more. If they go out there and lose again, it might be time to start the tankathon. It might be time to start it. Because, like, ready or not, like, Red Rover, you feel me? Like, them other teams are coming for us. We can, like, quietly be sitting in 5th place for, like, another game or two before the other teams just pass us. The Knicks are, like, right there. They ain't lost in a minute. The Hawks is creeping up a little bit. They ain't lost in a minute. I mean, the Heat are trash, but if we keep losing, I don't know. Let's see who the next game is against. Maybe it's against a winnable team. The definition of winnable has changed because of how the Nets are playing right now. But I just want to see. Let's just see who we play next. Oh my God, it's Milwaukee. Y'all, ooh, we needed this win. Oh, we needed that win. Okay, who's after Milwaukee? Right? Maybe the next game after that won't be as bad, right? We can pick it up after that, after Milwaukee. Oh God, it's the Knicks again. And then the Celtics. Oh wow, that's yo. I think it's best that everyone right now go ahead and pick your playoff team. Because, like, the window for trying to figure out what we were doing has closed. If we would have gone into these games with the understanding that you start Cam Thomas and you start Claxton and you build the offense around those two and everyone else just does their job and play defense, I'd say, measuring stick game, right? You remember like a month ago, we were finna play, the Pelicans. And I was like, this is a good look at where we are in the grand scheme of things. And then we ended up beating them, and I had to put on the hat because we was just winning so much. I would say this would be another example of that, to see what would the new tandem of Cam Thomas and Claxton and others be doing against real talent. The Nets decided, let's make Mikal Bridges the star. And we've seen how that's been going. It hasn't been going well. And I don't think it's going to get any better playing against Giannis and them. And with the Knicks, I don't like them, but I think you'd have to be a little bit delusional to not kind of fear them a little bit. They're another example of a team that's been together for a while and things are starting to click. We don't have to like them, but I mean, things are different. I don't have much positivity left. I didn't think things were going to go this left. But let's see what happens. I think we're going to get blown out by 100, but maybe they'll surprise us. I don't think they will, but maybe they'll surprise us. Let me know your thoughts on tonight's game, I guess. And we'll start the tankathon next video, I guess, because I don't think this is going well, and I don't see any significant change in the future. Someone left a comment last video that got me like really thinking, like, based on the history of the Nets and how it is that they move, that like they wouldn't be surprised if the front office traded Claxton and Cam Thomas for some like random star or something like that. And that really got me thinking. You know what I mean? That really got me thinking. Is that something that they would do? I don't know. History says yes. I would like to think no. But I don't know. I really don't know what the Nets are doing right now. I just know that I don't see us winning for about a week. So maybe after these next couple games, when we go up against Charlotte, we can get our get-backs. But again, are we like, what level of team do we put ourselves at now, right? Like, if they're going to continue to put out the same starting lineup over and over again with no changes, you just sporadically have Cam Thomas be out there as like a spot-up shooter, like, where does that like leave us? We're not a middle of the pack team. Are we like the Bulls? Are we like the Pacers now? Like, where do we sit? Because we're not one of the elite teams anymore. I don't think we're in that like weird middle tier where it's like the Cavs, right? Like we're clearly not on the level of the Hawks or the Knicks. So are we like the Raptors? You know, good enough to make the play-in, but don't do much? What are we? What are we right now? I don't know. I just know this rebuild is it's not going very well. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. I'm going to get back to the party because even though we lost, just know, sever the ball and won. I'll see y'all later.